topic that has been going around in the Boruto community, but not really being shed some light on as of late, would be discussions revolving around Boruto's scar that we see on his eye. And particularly my stance on this is that I feel like there's a possibility we could have been looking at this initially the wrong way. Now, one of my most favorite theories about this whole entire plot point in the entire of the Boruto story, which is his eye and the Jogan who gave Boruto his eye scar and how did he get it like that, was that maybe it was possible Boruto gave himself the scar, or either Momoshiki gave himself the scar, with either A, Boruto trying to get rid of Momoshiki's conscience in the process, or B, Momoshiki realizing the threat and danger behind Boruto's Jogan eye it poses against him and trying to get rid of that eye while taking over Boruto's body. And honestly, I saw those two scenarios as like some real like damn, on like a wow, I didn't believe that this would be the type of direction that Kishimoto was gonna decide to take in the series. But I was really intrigued by that theory, and I actually thought for a minute that that might come into fruition. Now, I'm not completely debunking it, because we understand that despite Momoshiki's cease ability to be able to resurrect the Boruto's body, he is still able to, you know, control his consciousness, basically saying that Momoshiki is still alive and very much well inside of Boruto's body, being one and the two in the same. So the threat of Momoshiki taking over can still possibly lie there. And the only thing that debunks that is Boruto's word of mouth saying that he feels like he can control Momoshiki's power much more better, even much more better, to the point that he pulled out the temporary true essence form versus code, and that he doesn't need to take Amado's pills at this point anymore. Now, we're not exactly sure what the time frame within the last few chapters, how much time Boruto has had on his road to recovery after being off by Kawaki, and how much time he even had to look at his karma seal at this point and see maybe any possible new effects or feelings that may linger. But all we can do is go by what Boruto said himself, and at the end of the day, who knows your body better than you? Boruto does believe that he can control Momoshiki's power much better, and all of these instances kind of just lead me away from the belief that either Boruto or Momoshiki will be giving Boruto his own eye scar. I feel like we're straying away from the whole threat of Momoshiki taking over, and it's more of a Momoshiki's presence is just going to play another important pivotal role in the story, where right now they're more shifting their focus towards, which is the bigger and more in-your-face threats of Ada, Damon, and Code. Now Code having his limiters removed. And one of the other more popular theories, and it fits very well, honestly, with his Code giving Boruto the scar. We know the famous claw marks, so he can basically scar Boruto on their next battle, and that would be very possible as well. However, out of all of the theories, including the ones that are unnamed on this channel, I believe that's not the most bland one, but the more, okay, I seen it coming, or of course it would be Code. He's the bad guy right now, so obviously it's going to be the main antagonist threatening whatever position Boruto will be standing at that point. And then something clicked to me. Also, the inspiration for this video was, I'm not sure, and I'm pretty sure the theory has been put around and out there, but me personally haven't really seen it, and I'm pretty sure I haven't really discussed it or thought about the possibility of, which is Kawaki giving Boruto the scar, especially with these future developments that we currently have at this point. Now, I'm not on the train where a lot of people are understanding that Kawaki has misinformation in regards to Boruto, not understanding that Momoshiki can no longer resurrect. I don't believe Kawaki is in the mindset, especially after reading the last two chapters, that he is in the mindset of worrying about whatever Boruto is doing right now, that he's conscious, and if he should be able to take Boruto out. He's more so on the thing of, what's the first thing I say to the brother I just killed now that everything is supposedly all right? Is everything supposedly all right? I feel like Kawaki's mindset is more along that sense versus I need to make sure this nigga Momoshiki's all for good. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to go that way. However, everything is leading us to believe, and the way that Kawaki's character is written and pushed, it leads us to believe that he's not really on some, yeah, let me go ahead and try to off this nigga Momoshiki one more time right now, versus trying to understand the full picture and all of the information. So he really wants to see a model right now, which also leads me to believe that Boruto isn't the number one thing on his mind. However, that confrontation and confronting Boruto the next time they see each other will be a very awkward moment between the two. Do I believe it's possible that Kawaki will give Boruto his scar? At this point, aside from the whole Momoshiki and Boruto theory around that topic, I believe that Kawaki giving Boruto his scar is not just like the most possible, but the more interesting way to go about the story. And even the best way to set the division right there, because now I'm looking at it as, well, will Boruto get his scar before the time skip, or is it something he gets during the time skip or after the time skip? And if you look at the significance and the emphasis they place on his scar and on his eyes in the opening scenes of both the Boruto manga and anime, you can see that it has some type of story significance to that eye scar, and the scar even reaches across the headband, which is basically Boruto's treasure, getting it and receiving it permanently within the last few chapters from this man Sasuke. So there's going to be some type of story significance behind that eye scar, and I feel like the significance has to have a very important and valuable character who basically placed it there. Now, in terms of Momoshiki or Boruto doing it, it fits the narrative. Now, when it goes to Code, it does fit, but how long will Code's impact last on Boruto's overall story? As much as someone like Kawaki giving Boruto the scar, how much will that impact last? Where it could be like they gave Boruto the scar, now the next time Boruto and Kawaki see each other is much years later, and they're still having some type of subtle differences. It can just still be where, even in the situation where Momoshiki manages to take over Boruto's consciousness, not the threat of resurrecting, but he sees an opportunity to do something that we possibly don't even know that has more connections into the Otsutsuki clan or the Karma Seal, and Kawaki takes that opportunity to probably try to get rid of Momoshiki's Byakugan, in the sense like, okay, you're taking advantage of Boruto's vulnerable moment, so let me be here in order to stop that situation from coming into fruition. I still believe that Kawaki giving Boruto the scar might be a real interesting way and interesting direction for Kishimoto to take, but I'm genuinely asking you guys, how do y'all believe that Boruto will get his scar? And two, do y'all believe that he will get his scar before the time skip? I believe that will be the case, because the significance and the importance that that scar will place on Boruto as a character and the story as a whole is something that we can't just wait too long or hold off too long and then try to place it much later on in the story and have it be a part of Boruto's character as such, versus something that possibly sticks with Boruto or is like a marker or a reminder of Boruto in his ninja way in some sorts like that. What are y'all thoughts on the matter, and how do y'all believe, honestly, that Boruto will get his Jogan scar? I'm assuming it's gonna be a Jogan scar, like nigga just see the Jogan and probably take it out. I don't know, it wouldn't really make sense. What animosity would this nigga Kawaki have towards the Jogan? So if it's a Jogan scar, then we back to the theorizing, like my nigga Momoshiki is probably out there trying to yaga my nigga shit and out the socket. But until my next video, until my next discussion, holla at your boy, I'ma holla at y'all. Leave your thoughts below on your anticipations for how Boruto gets his scar and when it will actually go down, pre-time skip, during the time skip, or will it get after time skip? Do y'all believe that the significance that it holds, like me, it has to be a very valuable character, give Boruto his scar, or do y'all believe someone like Code can manage to pull off the feat the next time they see each other? But until my next video, holla at your boy, I'm gonna holla at y'all. Black out, yes sir, ski.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limit's too high. Cocoa butter hips on the west side. She said